Hey friends, I'm Michael Kingswood, and it's stogie time. Because man, it is beer time. Because campaign season, Kickstarter campaign ended a few minutes ago, and we absolutely crushed it. Crushed it. Took no prisoners, making silver making drinking glasses out of the skulls of our enemies. We crushed it. Crushed it. Anyway, let me show you the final screen of the campaign, shall I? It would help if I actually had the damn thing open. I suck. Suck too bad. I suck too much to live. Well, no, it's just I've been just taking. I was doing a bunch of stuff right before I was getting the stream going. In fact, I was emailing some people, and I was just doing all the and a couple other things with respect to setting up an update on the campaign to say, hey guys, we did it, we won, yay, and expect to see the backer surveys from me coming out here soon and all that sort of thing. And so we have been a little bit discombobulated getting ready for this. So hey, so here's the campaign screen. And as you can see, this is now at the hang on. This is now at the campaign is over version of the screen. Yep. But you can see here, well, no, if you can see, 35 backers pledged $855 to get the campaign completed. Yay! Let's go over to Kick Track. You can see it a little bit better. What's going on here? The Kick Track screen with the daily chart. There it is, $855, $855, 342% of the goal, 35 backers, and there you can see all the glorious backers as they came in, and the fact that it was exactly like we would expect it to be for a Kickstarter campaign. A surge at the front, a slow middle, and another surge at the end. Boom, just checks with chart. I'll tell you what, this has been I've run 4 crowdfunding campaigns so far, 3 on Kickstarter, 1 on Indiegogo. And this has been the best one I've run. Not just because it brought in the most money. It did bring in the most money by about $50. The Indiegogo campaign, I think it put in $802. I want to say that's how much it brought in. 800. Yeah, it was like $802 from 30 backers. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Let me pull up the page real quick, and I'll talk just to verify that. But it was about that. Now, the first Glimmer Vale one I did was I asked, Indiegogo just pulled it up. $802. I had a $500 goal and had 30 backers. Checks the chart. The first Glimmer Vale thing that I did on Kickstarter was initially was to make audiobooks. It was the first one I ever ran. It was in, early spring of 2020, and I had 27 backers. I asked for $750, and I got $775. Now, that went all the way down to the wire, and frankly, the only reason that was successful is because the guy who I hired to do the audiobook wanted to do it so much he contributed some, the last $100 or so to the campaign to make it work. So that was successful, but not really. And then the second one I did on Kickstarter was try to do the audiobook for Glimmer Vale number 3, Tullard's Peak, and that was not successful. Only raised $167 from 11 backers. And that was in July of 2020. And this was what you got to understand is me. I had been thinking about doing crowdfunding for a little while, but it wasn't. I was in Vegas for the Master Business Class that Dean Wesley Smith and company put on there in the fall of 2019. No, sorry, February. Is it the fall? Yeah, it's the fall. And we've been talking with him and Lauren Coleman from Catalyst Game Labs about we had been, and then people were that group was starting to talk about how, man, we really need to get into this Kickstarter thing and make Kickstarter a place to look for people to go to look for new fiction stuff. And so I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about I should do that. And so that's why I did the Glimmer Vale thing at the very first. And I think I was one of the first from the group to do that. And then Glimmer Vale was kind of successful. And so I did the Taller Speak, but that didn't work at all. And subsequently come to learn through the research that Dean and Lauren and others have been doing, and other people's experiences, that if you go into Kickstarter and say, hey, let's do an audiobook, that's the way to fail. Because people don't care about the audiobook thing, they care about the book. So you got to go there with a book or the movie or the product or something. So that took a year and a half of basically a year of not doing anything. Then I did the Indiegogo thing again, as you know, and it worked. Now back to Kickstarter, and this crushed. So yeah, definitely going to do more of these. Feel really good about this one. The great thing about this, and the great thing about how this one worked out, now they were all fun, learned a lot from all of them, but this was the most fun. The reason it was the most fun is because it wasn't stressful at all. Why was it not stressful at all? Because it funded in less than 3 days. So almost from the very beginning of the campaign, it's like, well, we're getting money. It's already a success. Woohoo! Anything else is gravy. And because set the ask low and had a good looking campaign and everything, so when he funds quickly, all the stress is gone, baby. It's just fun from there. So made the most money yet from this, got the most backers yet from it, had the most fun from it yet from it. So smashing success all around, glorious. Couldn't be happier. Well, I could be happier if we'd then. I mean, I could be Brandon Sanderson numbers, but let's not go ahead of ourselves. I'm not nearly as good a writer as he is, and I've not been as good at marketing as he has been for the last 20 years. So, yeah, for where I am, there's a little peon that nobody knows about with a middling of writing ability. I feel pretty good about where this goes, hence the cigar. Of course, in reality, I have cigars most afternoons because my schedule these days is get up when Freya, the puppy, forces me to take her out for a morning walk, then go earn some money driving for a couple hours, come back, do lunch, have a stogie, then get some writing business done, and then chill for a little bit, get some more writing business done, and then go driving in the evenings. Now, again, in the evenings, now when the kids are around, I also do kid stuff and hang out with the kids, all that sort of thing. But, stogies are generally a stable, but it required for a celebratory stream is the stogie. And thus we are. So, how do we go from here? Like I said, I told everybody in the updates on Kickstarter. Kickstarter is going to take a few days to charge cards and fund everything. Once everything's finalized, they'll send the data to me, and then I'll send out surveys to everybody. Everybody's going to have to fill out, give me some information that I will need to facilitate getting them their stuff. Like, if they need people order paperbacks, I got to have your address to ship it to them. People wanted the ebooks, I need email addresses to give them the ebook things. I need email addresses for everybody so I can stay in touch. And in terms of letting them know that fulfillment's happening. And of course, I what I do is I get the backer data and I set up a separate email list in my email marketing service place. These guys backed this campaign, these guys backed this campaign, these guys backed this campaign, and I invite everybody into my primary list. And if they can join it if they want to. If they don't, cool. I don't bother them again, except when it comes time to do a new campaign. Since these people on these lists backed me previously, I feel perfectly fine about sending them emails for my new campaign, and I will continue to do so. One person emailed me back this week and pointed out that he received 2 emails from me because I guess he was on an email list for one of the previous campaigns, and I guess he signed up for my primary list or something. So that reveals a flaw in my process, and then I need to verify that there's no duplicates. So if somebody moves over to my primary list, I can take them off the backer email list, because I don't want spam people, right? Don't want to be annoying. So that's that. Anyway, so I'll send out backer surveys, and then I got to start fulfilling the backlist stuff, and the stretch goal stuff is easy. That's already done. Just got to send it out to people. Campaign season itself, I just need to finish up the getting it ready to go. I'm still on target for getting it to people in April. So if that changes for whatever reason, of course I'll let everybody know. But no matter what, we're still going to get it to them. But sometimes stuff happens. How it goes. I don't anticipate there being any issues, though. I think this is where that project is currently at is well within my bandwidth to be my previous project completion bandwidths in that amount of time, if that makes any sense. So that's that. Campaign's done. We rocked it. That's awesome. So what about this stream thing? Now that we're done with this campaign, the purpose of these streams was campaign updates, right? Well, as I alluded to before, I kind of like doing this. It's kind of a neat little way to break up the day. Also, it's a nice way to have at least a little bit of concreteness in my schedule, since totally self-employed now. It's the only thing dictating my schedule these days is kid activities, and it's nice to have something a little more concrete than that. So I think we're going to continue these. I need to probably continue them daily, because why not? And just talk writing stuff or things that are going on stuff or whatever comes to mind stuff, because why not? The question is what to call it. First I was like, we'll call it it's Michael King's. We'll call it the King Stream. I was like, no, that's a stupid name. We'll call it, that sounds pompous and idiotic, and no, I'm not gonna do that. Then hey, it's story time with Michael Kingswood. We'll call it the Story Streams. I don't know. All right, seems kind of weird too. So I'm got to come up with a name for the stream, but we're going to be continuing. At this point, I intend to maintain the same bat time, 14:30 daily, because why the heck not? And unless somebody complains too hard, in which case I'll think about changing it. But there, this schedule is set up to accommodate my schedule, not anybody else's. So, yeah, 14:30 Pacific time seems to work for me pretty well. It does work for me, because in the evenings if I got the kids, I got kids stuff to do and then driving, or if I don't have the kids, I've got writing stuff to do and then driving. In the morning, it's like, no, not the morning. But this early afternoon thing seems to work, so I think we're gonna keep with that. If we change it later, we'll change it later. So yeah, that's what's going on. Smashing success. 342% funded from 35 backers. The most I ever had before was 802 and 30 backers. So on the upward trajectory, which is what we liked. Now, Kickstarter claims a credit for 178 of those dollars. The rest of it was driven by me. I'm sure there's truth to that. In fact, looking through the back page of the campaign, it looks like they have little tallies of what got funded from what, and it looks like their final the emails, the final emails they sent out to people for hey, the campaign's ending soon, don't forget about it. A couple of those, looks like some of those emails got some tractions, and just their discovery recommendations. Rex Home, it says. I assume that's their recommendation home page. Got Kickstarter got 2 people, and then just the search page where people discover fiction. They found me on there, and hey, it worked. So Kickstarter contributed about 20% of the funds. I pushed the other 80, and hey, I'll take that extra 20% from Kickstarter any day and twice on Sunday. So, okay. Yeah, not too much else to say. I'm going to get back to, I'm going to get to work doing other things. Getting, yeah, now that I got to getting started on fulfillment once I get the stuff from Kickstarter, get the backer surveys out, and of course, getting campaign season squared away. Had a bit of a snafu yesterday with getting the ebooks and audiobooks of the Story Saturday stories posted, because the Vellum, the compilation, the program that I used to create audiobooks was kind of jacking itself up, not making the Kindle versions right, and I'm not sure what's going on. I put in a help request with them. Hopefully they get back to me and tell me what, if I did something wrong or what, because that's not cool. If it can't make your ebooks right, that makes things a little hard to deliver correctly, right? So, but we'll work through that. Shouldn't be a problem for much longer. Yeah. So anyway, that's neither here nor there for this stream. It's been fun. Thanks everybody for the help and assistance and backing from the Kickstarter campaign. It was awesome. We crushed it, and now it's time to go do fulfillment. I'm going to get to that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, go by the website, michaelkingswood.com/store. You can buy all my books. Go by just straight up michaelkingswood.com, and you can sign up for my mailing list. You can sign up to be a member of the website and give a few extra bucks a month, like $5 a month, I think is what I asked for. That's helped to keep the lights on, and since you like what I'm doing and the general support of the stream and all that sort of thing. And hey, like, subscribe, share, tell all your buddies what we're doing here, and come back tomorrow at 14:30 Pacific time. We'll do this stream again, and then on Saturday will be Story Saturday. Until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do.